Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris, and today what I want to talk about is Disney going ahead and rebooting the Planet of the Apes franchise. Maybe a lot of people out there don't care about this, but I really enjoyed the last three Planet of the Apes movies that I wish they would have continued with the route they were going. But now with Disney having their hands on Fox, you knew they were going to grab something. Them damn dirty apes. So be sure you guys are leaving a like down below and comment what you think about Disney rebooting or continuing the franchise for Planet of the Apes. Do you think they have what it takes? And with the information I'm about to provide you, do you have a little faith that this could be good? Alright, so to give you the full information on what is going down, so this was provided to us by The Hollywood Reporter. They have the exclusive, and they claim that Disney has picked Planet of the Apes to reboot it, and they have director Wes Ball, who is responsible for the Maze Runner trilogy, to direct this new incarnation of the Planet of the Apes and continue the franchise on. We all knew when Disney bought Fox that something like this was eventually going to happen. I mean, Fox has tons of movies in their catalog that is just so iconic and classic that Disney loving to reboot, redo things, and make it their own for the sake of money was going to do something eventually. I mean, we've already heard that on Disney Plus, they're planning to reboot Home Alone, Night at the Museum, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. There's been talks that they want to touch the Alien franchise, the Predator franchise, but that's been kind of silent right now. So the first one to take the hit is Planet of the Apes. And if you've seen the last three Planet of the Apes movies, you know they've stepped up their game really high in terms of quality of the film. I wasn't even that big of a fan of the Planet of the Apes franchise before those three movies. I just always thought of them as a little cheesy and hokey, minute monkey outfits going after people, especially the Mark Wahlberg one where you had Ape Lincoln. But then when CGI Andy Serkis whispered nothing but sweetness into James Franco's ear, I fell in love with this franchise again. But really, if we're being honest with ourselves, it was Matt Reeves that took this franchise to a whole nother level, because he directed Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and he set a whole new standard for how these Planet of the Apes movies should go. They were dark, gritty, filled with serious tones, and interesting plot with characters you actually cared about on both sides. I was so baffled how I watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and I was rooting for both the apes and the humans, and by the end, I didn't know what side I was on. They also ended the trilogy, I think, quite perfectly with the last movie, War of the Planet of the Apes. So we have to ask ourselves now, do we want this to be a reboot or a continuation of what Matt Reeves left us off with in the Planet of the Apes franchise? Because the article states that it's unclear whether this will be a complete reboot or if this will be a continuation in the same world they had already set up with Fox. My money is that it's not going to be a reboot per se. I think they've already done enough reboots of the Planet of the Apes franchise. I mean, this new trilogy was technically the third or the fourth one. And from what it was said is that these Planet of the Apes movies would lead up to the event most famously known in the very first Planet of the Apes movies, where a man washes up on beach and sees the Statue of Liberty and goes mad. And if you watch the last movie, you know we are about hundreds of years away from that happening. As much as I love the character of Caesar and would have wanted him to continue on, the way the last movie ended, it's pretty clear there's no way he can continue on, but he has children, or there are other members in this ape society who are responsible for continuing to create their ape community and eventually make it a livable lifestyle where we'll see, I don't know, apes wearing hats and briefcases and running to work while getting Ubers. Not to mention, no offense to Wes Ball, because I did enjoy the very first Maze Runner adaptation. I thought it was a nice little film, but the movies did dip in quality as the series continued on, and he stayed on as director for the Maze Runner, and quite the opposite happened for the Planet of the Apes franchise. It started off kind of meh, and then it skyrocketed to almost perfection. One thing's for sure though, if Disney is attached, we're gonna get amazing special effects, because that's one thing Disney is known for. If they're rebooting the franchise, whether it's the Alien, Predator, or for sure Star Wars, they went from making it look like this to making it look like this. So at least they put the cosmetic aspect into these movies, and Disney has the power to make it amazing. I know we all fear this Disney empire and that they're just taking everything for themselves and making it family friendly. They made a point in the article that this is still technically with Fox. And what I mean by that, it was always rumored that even though Disney bought Fox Studios, that they would still keep the Fox name, and that's how they would release their more adult titles. I can't really see them releasing a movie that revolves around a bunch of apes killing humans and then slapping the Disney logo on top of that. So they'll most likely keep the Fox banner, and that way they're able to keep it more adult. Because to me, I always saw the Planet of the Apes franchise as a horror film. It's basically a zombie apocalypse, but with monkeys. And if you've ever heard how strong a monkey is, you don't want to mess with a monkey. But anyways, guys, if you hear about this, I'm really interested to see how this turns out. I'm kind of scared of what route they'll go. I hope it's a continuation. Don't reboot this from the beginning again. But as always, guys, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.